where this took place, but to introduce the instrument, here's a melody, one of the most famous of the Renaissance, by an anonymous composer. The words to this are My Lady Greensleeves. It's a good way to introduce you to the instrument. Keyboard called the Fitzwilliam Virginal Book, and one of the composers who contributed many pieces for this and wrote hundreds of pieces of all kinds is the English composer William Byrd, one of the greatest composers, BYRD, at that time. And this is a pavane, a courtly dance, and a pavane is always a dance at a slow speed or tempo, and this will give you a sense of the instrument when full chords are possible. So that is polyphonic, and it's in 3 sections. Or if you had a question, what might you ask me?
How do you arrange them? Like you have like flats and sharps and
Well, I have them all. I'll give you a hint. If you can name this chord, you know my secret. It's chromatically from left to right, a certain pattern that allows me to play any chord, any major chord in any key, any minor chord in any key, any dominant seventh chord in any key. So it allows me to play whatever a composer asks for. So this next music you'll recognize. It has a Renaissance flavor. This is music we associate with Romeo and Juliet rather irresistibly. This instrument, surely there must be more. How I composed? I'm not a composer. I've arranged pieces. In fact, these are all arrangements. So, well, not all, but those are arrangements. I'm not a composer. I'm too amazed by the composers that exist and want to play their music to be a composer myself.
Is anyone doing the class?
I arranged pieces from other literature, like the keyboard first, and from all kinds of other sources. Other questions among the throng, the masses.
how long does it take you to set up?
The question is, how do I measure the quantity of water for each woman? Well, it has to be done by ear. And when I go shopping for glasses, I simply take a bottle of water and audition glasses on the shelves of the purveyor. And so if I need a certain note, like I need a certain note, a certain pitch, it'll be I can lower it about maybe a step or a minor third by adding water. So if I need a B flat and I find one somewhere between C and D, I can lower it to B flat. And I have to do it by ear. They're very critical. Some of them, it's a drop at a time sometimes, but it has to be done just by ear, tuning to several notes that I have in tune in. Well, let me do a little bit of conjuring. I have not seen Merlin around yet, although surely he must be here. He hangs around in all centuries, does he not? And using his powers, I predict that a composer shall be born named Mozart. Yes. And this composer will write four-glass music. In fact, another person yet to be born, Benjamin Franklin, heard an instrument like you're just hearing here, and he got very excited about the possibility of chords and harmony. And so he put his mind to work inventing the first invention by an American of a musical instrument that took its place in history, the glass harmonica, or the harmonica, as we call it. He took bowls, something like my finger wedding bowls, which you can see to play, and had the glass maker tune them by grinding. They didn't have any fluting. Grinding, the thicker the glass, the higher, the thinner the lower, and how high the edge is a factor also. Had a hole drilled in the middle, a cork in the hole, and a series of concentric bowls with a metal rod through the corks, all stacked up sort of like a Christmas tree. There's something else about the way this instrument works. This piece has a 5-note chord in it, and if I don't move the glass around, I cannot get all 5 notes. So happily, Mozart did not use this C sharp at all, so we can rest. And so I take this note G and move it into that position so that I'm able to play a 5-note chord. In fact, I'll play this chord for you. See if you can hear these 5 notes individually. At the end of the next to last chord, or the penultimate chord as it's known, it's a very powerful dissonance. See if you can hear these 5 notes. First at the C. Yep. The note I moved, G, 3 notes, and the B, and the D. You hear that sound is pregnant with expectations. It's got to go somewhere. It's got what's known as a dissonance. It's going to have a resolution. So you hear that chord a couple of times. This is very close to what Mozart had in his mind's ear when he wrote this little miniature, something called adagio for glass harmonica solo. Adagio is a tempo indication, meaning quite slow. So this is original glass music.